Ever get the feeling like there's, I don't know, some kind of blueprint for, well, everything? Like before the Big Bang, before anything we can even imagine, there was this like primal template for it all.
It's a question, honestly, that's haunted humanity since we first looked up at the stars. And today, we're tackling one of the most mind-blowing answers out there. We're talking Adam Kadmon.
Adam Kadmon. Okay, so is that like different from the Adam, Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, all that?
Way different. We're going way beyond Sunday school here. Today's deep dive, we're swimming in the sea of Jewish Kabbalah. Using, actually, excerpts from the Wikipedia article on Adam Kadmon to guide us.
See, Kabbalah, that's always sounded kind of, I don't know, mysterious. Maybe a little too complex.
It can be, but honestly, that's part of the fun. Now, here's the thing. With Kabbalah, Adam Kadmon, he's the primordial man. And this guy, he's pure potential. We're talking existing before the physical universe even existed. Think of it like, an artist, right? But they've got this unlimited canvas.
Unlimited canvas. Okay, I'm with you.
So to paint anything, to even start, they need to pick a spot, limit themselves.
So like Adam Kadmon, that's the starting point, but not like a physical being we can picture.
You got it. It's more like, imagine DNA. You've got this tiny thing, but it holds the potential for a whole person. Adam Kadmon, it's like that, but for the whole universe. The blueprint, the seeds of everything.
Okay, now that's starting to click. But how does this Adam Kadmon connect back to, well, Adam, everyone knows, the Bible guy?
Right. Great question. Kabbalists, they're very clear. There's Adam Kadmon, the archetype, and then there's Adam Harishon, Garden of Eden dude.
Two Adams for two different jobs.
Exactly. Adam Kadmon, he's the grand cosmic template. Adam Harishon, he's like the first physical copy, the prototype walking around in our world.
Like the difference between the idea of a thing and the actual thing.
You got it. And this kind of ties into that whole Sinsum concept.
Tutsu.
Right. The divine contraction. It's this wild idea that, get this, the infinite light of God, it had to contract, had to limit itself to make space for a finite universe, for our world to exist at all.
Whoa. So it's like God was like, all right, got to create some boundaries here so this awesome blueprint can become something real.
You're getting it. That act of contraction, of making space, that's crucial for Adam Harishon, the physical Adam, to show up on the scene. But here's the kicker. This whole primordial blueprint thing, it's not just a Kabbalah idea. It pops up in other traditions too. Gnosticism, for example.
So we're like diving into Gnosticism now. It's a whole other thing, right?
You could say that. But it's really wild how these, ancient systems, Kabbalah, Gnosticism, they both were wrestling with this whole creation mystery.
And they both ended up at this like primordial man concept.
In a way, yeah. Gnostics, they usually called him Anthropos. But here's the difference. Kabbalah, it's all about the blueprint, right? Gnosticism, they were obsessed with this idea of pure mind, pure consciousness.
Okay, so if Kabbalah is like the blueprint for, I don't know, a building, then Gnosticism is thinking about the architect who, like, dreamed it up.
I like that. You're getting at something really key here. Gnostics, they saw this huge gap between the spiritual stuff, the mind, and the material world, the physical. And Anthropos, that primal being, he was way over there in the realm of pure thought, not bogged down by, the limitations of, like, our physical reality.
Which reminds me, in that Wikipedia article, it said some Gnostics thought if you could, like, scare this Anthropos, this pre-existent dude, you could use that to control demons. Like, it's pretty out there.
It's wild, right? And it makes you think, what does it even mean to deal with our own, demons, those things we struggle with inside? Is it possible maybe that by, like, tapping into our own inner Anthropos, that pure potential part of us, we get stronger?
You're saying it's like this power source we've always had, but we've got to learn to access it.
Exactly. And that idea, it pops up everywhere. It's like realizing, hey, we're not just these random beings, right? We're reflections of this massive universal archetype, this primordial man, whether we call him Adam Kadmon, Anthropos, whatever.
Wow. Okay. So we've got Kabbalah with the cosmic blueprint, Gnostics, and the mind power. It's like finding pieces of a puzzle, but scattered all over history. Are there other pieces out there? Did this primordial man show up anywhere else?
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of amazing how often this pops up, even in cultures that have nothing to do with, ancient Judaism or Gnosticism, Hindu mythology, for example. They've got Purusha.
Purusha. I feel like I've heard that, but I'm blanking.
Think back to, like, world mythology class. Purusha, he's that giant cosmic dude, and his body, it becomes the entire universe.
Okay, yeah. I vaguely remember that.
It's this crazy, powerful image, right? Creation coming from sacrifice. Different parts of Purusha become the sun, the moon, even the earth itself.
Okay, that's a lot to take in, but I kind of love it. So all these ancient cultures, they were trying to explain something really, really basic about where we come from, our connection to everything.
Exactly. And get this, it goes even beyond just those old myths. You were asking about modern stuff. Well, some scholars, they've even linked Adam Kadmon's to, ready for this, the Greek myth of Cadmus.
Cadmus? Wait, as in the guy who, like, kills the dragon and then makes warriors out of its teeth. What that got to do with a cosmic blueprint?
It's all symbolism. Think about it. Adam Kadmon, Cadmus, they both have something to do with serpents, dragons. Those usually represent like chaos, right? Or the formless void before creation. And both stories are about transformation, something new and amazing coming out of something that seems totally chaotic.
Wait, I see what you're saying. Cadmus, he makes a whole city, Thebes, from those dragon teeth. And Adam Kadmon, he's like the blueprint for, well, everything.
Boom. Exactly. These stories, they might be from totally different times, different parts of the world, but they're tapping into something universal about creation, about change, about where we fit into it all. Which brings us back to the heart of this whole deep dive. What does Adam Kadmon, this primordial archetype, what does he mean to you?
That's a big one.
It is. But it's worth thinking about. For me, learning about Adam Kadmon, it reminds me there's so much more than what we see every day. It's like a door to bigger mysteries.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
For me, it also says, hey, we have that crazy potential inside us too, like that cosmic blueprint. We're all a part of something so much bigger. But it makes me wonder, where did it all, begin? If we buy this whole blueprint idea, this primordial man, then what was the spark? What got the ball rolling?
You're really hitting on something there, something that's honestly puzzled people for, well, forever. And that Wikipedia article, it actually had a really interesting point about this. It talked about how Adam Kadmon, it often comes back to this idea that the universe itself is, get this, like a thought in the mind of, the divine.
So not a big bang, but a big thought. Okay. Now that's next level.
Right. But just try to wrap your head around it. If we say, okay, the universe started as this primordial thought, this divine blueprint, Adam Kadmon, then the next question is, well, where'd that thought come from? What's its origin story?
It's like we're going deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole here, past the blueprint to like the moment of creation itself. And it makes you think about, well, our own creativity, right? Our thoughts, our ideas, maybe they're reflections of that same like primordial energy in some way.
Now, there you go. That's worth thinking about. This whole Adam Kadmon thing, it's not about checking boxes, finding the right answers. It's about opening up to how much we don't know, to the idea that there's so much more than what we can easily grasp.
I think you're right. Maybe the real journey, it's in asking these huge questions, even if we never get a straight answer. It's about perspective, looking at ourselves, the universe, with a sense of, like, awe,
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note of awe and wonder and, honestly, a little bit of mystery, we've reached the end of our deep dive, but hey, that doesn't mean the conversation has to stop here.
Definitely not. So to everyone listening, we'll leave you with this. As you go about your day, let that idea of Adam Kadmon, let it spark something. What part of it really sticks with you? Does it change how you see yourself, your place in the universe? Anything at all?
Keep exploring those thoughts. Keep asking the big questions. And hey, who knows, maybe we'll bump into you again on another deep dive sometime soon.
Until then, keep those minds open and curious.